Ako si Dennis Palencia, 34 years old. Isa akong vendor. Akong di pa maligya kalabanan. Consignment items na siya para sa itlog, chorizo, chicharon, o iban pa. Pero tungkol sa pandemic, ni tuma lang akong pagpaninda. O nabot sa punto na iundang ko pagpamaligya. Pero karon naghinay-hinay noon ko tilda balik. O mas maayon ta na ako'y maulaman na pangkapital para dili na ko magsalig sa consignment items o makapagusto na kong paninda.
Like Dennis Palencia, millions of Filipinos aspire to secure a better financial future for their families. They want to be able to meet their daily needs and have an adequate fund for emergencies and for retirement. They want to own their homes, start a business, send their children to school, protect their income, and feel secure and in control of their finances. To achieve these aspirations, Filipinos, especially the poor, need to be able to use a broad range of financial services that are appropriately designed in line with their capabilities, needs, and context. This is the essence of financial inclusion, promoting access to financial services as tools to enable Filipinos and their enterprises achieve their financial goals and aspirations. The pursuit of financial inclusion is motivated by our shared vision of a more inclusive, resilient, and prosperous country. We aim for all Filipinos and their enterprises to be financially included so they can build financial resilience and maximize opportunities that will enable them to benefit from and contribute to the country's economic growth. However, many Filipinos continue to lack access to financial services. 7 out of 10 do not even have a formal account with any financial institution, unable to use a basic tool for saving, sending, and receiving money safely and conveniently. MSMEs cite the lack of access to finance as a major barrier to their business's growth. Financial inclusion is clearly an important national goal, one that needs deliberate and coordinated effort from stakeholders in the government and private sectors.
Ako po si Kiara Fenanali, isang full-time mother at content creator ng Davao City. Bilang beneficiary na aking asawa na OFW, natatakot po ako na baka ma-scam o mawala ang perang pinapadala ng aking asawa kabilang ang aming ipon sa bangko. Naway mas pagtibayin ang mga hakbang sa seguridad ng online banking upang mas maprotektahan ang aming account. Mas makakatulong din kung mas maraming paraan na mapalago namin ang aming savings sa pamamagitan ng mga safe investment and deposit products na may competitive interest rates.
The Philippines has been working deliberately toward greater inclusion for many years now. It launched the National Strategy for Microfinance in 1997 and the National Strategy for Microinsurance in 2009. Building on the gains from these strategies, it launched in 2015 the first National Strategy for Financial Inclusion, which mainstreamed financial inclusion as a shared policy objective and ramped up whole-of-government effort toward its achievement. The Financial Inclusion Steering Committee, or the FISC, was officially established in 2016 under Executive Order 208 to drive the strategy's implementation. By promoting inclusive access to welfare-enhancing financial services, The National Strategy for Financial Inclusion supports the broader national aspirations in the Philippine Development Plan, or PDP, and the Ambisyon Natin 2040, which envisions a secure, stable, and comfortable life for all Filipinos by 2040. The challenges and opportunities presented by the COVID-19 pandemic and increasing digitalization, among others, demanded a refresh of the national strategy to sharpen its focus as the blueprint for mobilizing the nation to accelerate financial inclusion toward financial resilience and inclusive growth. Consultation sessions with various sectors were conducted to elicit inputs for the new strategy.
Ako po si Herbert Hilaroa. Isa po akong full-time virtual assistant at freelance videographer dito po sa lungsod ng Kidapawan City, Cotabato. Dahil isa po akong home-based worker, lahat po ng money transactions ko, kabilang ang pagtanggap ng sweldo, mga bayarin at pamimili, ay ginagawa ko po through online. Ang kinikita ko naman po bilang isang freelance videographer ay ipon ko nang sa gayon meron akong mapagkukunan kapag nangangailangan. At dagdag rito, nais ko pong masigurado meron akong sapat na pensyon sa aking pagtanda para di na kailangan pang umasa sa pamilya.
Ako si John El Sisura, isang estudyante mula sa Caloocan City. As a student, I see mobile banking and e-wallets as a vital tool for us to be able to have the convenience that we need in our daily lives, lalong-lalo na po ngayong pandemya. We can do our bills payment and shop online without needing to withdraw cash from the ATM. I can also easily monitor my expenses through an e-wallet or bank app. And more importantly, through my e-wallet, nakapagsimula na po ako makapag-invest sa mutual fund ng naipon kong kaunting allowance. Kahit pa konti-konti, pero consistent dahil nga convenient. Magandang magkaroon ng mga ganitong products na nakaka-encourage sa mga kabataan na kagaya ko na mag-save and mag-invest ng maaga.
The National Strategy for Financial Inclusion 2022 to 2028 will serve as a 6-year blueprint to achieve the vision of driving financial inclusion toward broad-based growth and financial resilience. The new strategy centers on financial resilience as a main goal of our financial inclusion work, recognizing that many Filipinos, especially the poor, are facing increased vulnerabilities from health crisis, climate change, changing economic conditions, among others. The new strategy defines 4 desired outcomes as pathways to the vision, and upon which performance of the strategy shall be measured. The first, reduce disparities in financial inclusion. Second, improved financial health and resilience. Third, more financially capable and empowered consumers. And lastly, increased access to finance by MSMEs, including startups and the agriculture sectors. To achieve these desired outcomes, 4 strategic objectives have been identified as areas of intervention. First, promote inclusive digital finance. Second, strengthen financial education and consumer protection. Third, enhance access to risk protection and social safety nets. And lastly, enhance agriculture and MSME financing ecosystem. Under each of these strategic objectives, priority initiatives have been identified along with the primary responsible entities and indicative timeline to promote greater focus and accountability in the strategy. Key performance indicators and targets were developed to better communicate and to monitor the achievement of the desired outcomes of the strategy. To ensure that the strategies are carried out as planned and adjusted as necessary to achieve the desired outcomes, a strategy governance framework has been defined, outlining the key roles and responsibilities for the monitoring, review and evaluation, and communication of the implementation of the NSFI 2022 to 2028. The FISC, the interagency governing body on top of the country's financial inclusion efforts, shall spearhead the coordinated and collaborative approach in implementing the NSFI. Working groups shall be organized to drive the implementation of priority initiatives. Working group members shall come from 4 main groups with representation at the appropriate level: government, providers, consumers, and supporting institutions. To localize the national strategy, the NSFI shall be adopted and monitored at the sub-national level. Regional development councils and local development councils shall be tapped to endorse national financial inclusion initiatives, programs, and projects proposed for granular implementation in the regions, provinces, cities, and municipalities. Lastly, the FISC Secretariat will be supporting and coordinating efforts to ensure the efficient implementation of the NSFI 2022 to 2028. Financial inclusion is an important step for individuals, households, and enterprises in the path toward financial resilience. Let's take that step and work together to ensure that no Filipino is left behind.
Nakikiisa kami sa adhikain ng financial inclusion.
Dahil dapat lahat kabilang.
Dahil dapat lahat kabilang.
Kabilang ako.
Kabilang ako! Kabilang ako!
Kabilang ako.